Hello and welcome. My name is Carlos Sarmiento, Senior Software Engineer for Legal Pro Systems, makers of Jubilee BK. Today we're going to be walking through the process of building a new bankruptcy case. We start off at the Jubilee dashboard, and there's a couple of places where we can get that process started. The first, under My Recent Cases, we have the Add button. In the information bar, we have Open New Case, and off the main menu, we have New Bankruptcy. So let's go ahead and click on that. As you see, our new bankruptcy case dialog window comes up, and there's some fields here that we're going to complete. So the first is going to be chapter. Let's select chapter 13. This is going to be a joint case for our San Antonio office. And then we're going to go ahead and type in our debtor's name. All right, our debtor today is going to be Mr. William Snow. As you see, one of the nice things that happens is you start typing, we're going to pull back a list of all of the contacts that match whatever it is you're searching for. So if that individual happens to already exist in your contact list, you can easily just select them and move forward from there. In this instance, we're going to go ahead and create a brand new contact, Mr. William Snow. We're going to go ahead and select New Person. Our New Person dialog window comes up. The only thing that is required is the name across the top. If you have other information available, we always encourage you to go ahead and put that in at this time. Or you can always come back and add that whenever you're ready. There we go. And let's give him an address. One of the nice features that we have included is a zip code lookup. By putting in a zip code and hitting the search button, we send this information to the post office, the USPS database, and it's going to return to us the city, state, and county. In addition to that, you can also select this USPS validate, and the post office USPS database is going to tell us if this is an actual address. So hopefully a nice convenient tool there to help you out a little bit. Alright, we're going to go ahead and wrap up by adding a phone number and an email address for Mr. Snow. Perfect. Alright, clicking Save and Close adds this contact to our main contact list and to this case as well. Next, we're going to go ahead and create a new contact for his wife, Miss Angela Snow. Let's go ahead and add her. Perfect. Let's add in her social and her date of birth. Alright, we're going to go ahead and copy over the address and give her a phone number. And let's wrap up by adding her email address. She's also been added to our contact list and is in our case. The next step is to select jurisdiction. So let's scroll down to Texas. We are in Bexar County, Western District of San Antonio. Excellent. And the last step is to click Save and Open. So we're going to give that a moment. It's going to create the case, add all the necessary pieces to it, and automatically take us right into the main overview of that case. So now that we have the case open, on the left-hand side is what we call the main sidebar. This is the area of the case that will help you navigate through all of the different input screens, all of the pieces that you need to collect the necessary information of the case. We're currently on the overview, so let's take a brief moment to discuss some of the important things on this particular page. Across the top, we have the status and chapter of the case, jurisdiction. There's a section for relevant dates, so you can simply click and add any dates that are necessary. And we have a complete list of all of the associated parties with this case. As you can see, we have debtor 1 and 2. And we have automatically added myself as the attorney, given that I'm the individual that opened the case. The next section we have is associated parties. This is a very similar list to what we saw a moment ago, a little more expanded, gives us the ability to add staff members and also any personnel, trustees, judges, case managers, anybody else that has a relationship with this case can be added from this page. In addition, there is a tab for required noticing parties where you can add again, any of those noticing parties directly to the case from here. As we move along, the next section is the petition. One thing that we like to point out is the sidebar is organized in a fashion that matches very similarly to what you'll find on the schedules, Schedule A, B, C, D, and so forth. So we like to follow some sort of consistency between the forms and how you're inputting the data. The very first section, General Information, relates directly to the voluntary petition. As you move across the tabs, you'll be able to enter all of the necessary info relating to the petition. One of the nice things that we have also included is a quick way to view the form and the progress you're making on all the data that you're inputting. At the top right is a View Voluntary Petition button. It'll bring up the form and give you a quick preview of everything that you're doing right up to this point. All right, from here, you have a couple of options. You can print the form out or easily create a PDF from it. The next section we're going to take a look at is property, which relates to Schedule A, B, and C. When you're looking at the property section, as you can see, we've broken apart all of the property into the same categories that you'll find on the schedule. Again, to make it easy to correlate and to put information in the right place. So let's start by adding a piece of real estate. We're going to go ahead and click on the New button. Our new real estate dialog window comes up. Let's say this happens to be a homestead. We're going to select principal residence. We'll automatically bring in that address, property type, and let's say we're going to give this a value. In addition to that, you can also automatically attach a creditor from the same window. By selecting yes, I'm going to have a list of all of the creditors in this case. Let's go ahead and click New to add a new creditor. Our new secured creditor dialog comes up, and let's go ahead and type in Wells Fargo. We're going to select Wells Fargo from our list of creditors. Let's go ahead and give him a claim amount. Wonderful. And the Save button. So that creditor has been added to this case. In addition, it's also available here for me to select as the lien holder for this particular piece of property. We're going to go ahead and click Save and Open. So this piece of property will be added to the case. In addition, it'll open up and bring us to the main profile view of this piece of property. From here, we have the option of adding more liens, exemptions, and also adjusting the ownership interest. Let's go ahead and back out. Let's move over to the next section. Let's add a vehicle. As you notice, it's the same exact process for every one of these sections. You have a complete list of all of the property you have entered. You have a new button at the top left, and then we have our new vehicle dialog. All right, let me go ahead and let's put in some good info here. All right, and we're going to give this guy a value. Just as before, we're going to go ahead and attach a creditor. Let's select a new creditor from our list. And Bank of America happens to be our creditor in this instance. Here we go. I'm going to add in a claim amount. And that's all we're going to complete for now. All right, so that creditor has been added. They are listed as our lien holder. Excellent. And we're going to select Save and Close this time. So let's go ahead and add a few more pieces of property to finish off this section. Wonderful. Okay, we have completed adding all of our property and assets for this particular case. As you can see, we now have a couple of vehicles. We have some household assets we've included, some financial assets, a couple of bank accounts there. All right, moving along to our next section is our creditors. As you can see, we have creditors that we have previously created listed here. So let's go ahead and add priority and unsecured creditors as well. Okay, we've completed adding all our creditors. As you can see, we have a couple of priority now, and we've added just a handful of unsecured creditors. Our next section is executory contracts. So here we're going to go ahead and add our auto lease. We selected the New button. Let's go ahead and do a search for our auto lease creditor. Here we go, Great Eagle. Auto lease, and this is just going to be my car lease. And Save and Close. Very nice. Moving on to our next section, we have income and expenses. The income and expense section, also referred to as the budget, is broken down in a pretty much a summary format. As you can see, we have all of the different categories or groupings of the different income types. You can easily click on one and walk through those steps to add the necessary income. We have a running total. And at the very bottom, you'll see the total for all of the monthly income, expenses, and your net income as well. The next tab, expenses, again, is broken down very similar to how Schedule J is laid out. You have your dependents and all of the different expense categories as well across the top. And remember, at the top right, you do have easy access to view those forms. So if there's ever any question as far as where anything is going, you can easily select that and it'll guide you in that direction. You can review your running totals here across the bottom. And as we go back to the income section, one of the nice things I like to point out is next to every one of these categories, you see this little icon. As your mouse hovers over it, you'll be able to see the exact line number and schedule this amount pertains to. So again, just helps you more easily correlate where these values are being moved to. After we conclude our budget, the next area we're going to take a look at is the SOFA. As you guys know, the SOFA is a nice, wonderful, very long questionnaire with a lot of detailed information that needs to be completed. The SOFA is arranged in the same fashion. It's broken down by part, so you'll see the part and the question number that every one of these sections relates to, and you can just move your way down every single one and complete all of the necessary information. After you finish completing all the necessary parts of the SOFA, the next area we look at is the means test. The means test is broken down into 3 areas: details, the current monthly income, and the calculation of disposable income. Current monthly income is very similar to Schedule I in the sense that it is a summary format of all the different incomes that pertain to the means test. The categories are rearranged slightly to reflect how the form is put together, but every input screen is very similar in the sense you can click on it and add income as necessary. At the bottom, we have a summary that allows you to view some specific details as far as the disposable income being determined and the applicable commitment period based on the income and the median income for their particular state. After you've completed the means test, the next section we're going to take a look at are the case tools. We put together a couple of different calculators and managers to hopefully make some of these processes a little bit easier. The first we're going to briefly take a look at is the exemption calculator. This is where all the exemptions you have applied to different assets and property can be reviewed. In jurisdictions where both state and federal are allowed, we'll give you a nice side-by-side comparison where you'll be able to see how each exemption set is being applied. The next area we're going to take a look at is the Chapter 13 Plan Manager. Here we've put together a robust calculator to help you determine all of the disbursements and the calculations necessary as applicable to your particular jurisdiction plan. The third section is Main Street. This is where you'll find all of our third-party vendor integrations. For example, if you happen to have an account with CIN, you'll be very easily able to order a credit report, credit counseling, or any other services that are available through them. The next section on our sidebar is Case forms. Case forms will allow you a very easy way to view and generate all of the forms available for your particular jurisdiction. It's broken down into 3 sections. Official forms will give you all of the official schedules and forms. Local forms, any forms that are available for your local jurisdiction will be listed here. And miscellaneous forms will be everything else that is included as part of this case. The last section we're going to cover today is electronic filing. Under the electronic filing section, you'll have the ability to organize and put together all of the documents necessary to file your case electronically. Feel free to watch our other videos as we take a more in-depth look at some of the steps we covered today, including all of the case management features included in Jubilee. Thank you so much for joining us, and hope you have a wonderful day.